It's Ashley from Through the Loop Yarn Craft, and today we're going to take a look at our second cluster stitch, the half double crochet cluster stitch. I love the cluster stitches as I'm a big fan of texture, and these ones are just so easy to do and beautiful. Today I'll be using a number 4 worsted weight yarn and of course my holly and blue swirls furls hook. Let's get started. So again, for the half double crochet cluster stitch, we can do any number of chains for this one. We'll begin with our slip knot, and we'll chain. I'm going to do 12 chains for this video. Now, a lot of people like to do a chain 2 when they're working with a half double crochet. I like to stick to the chain 1 still, as it keeps my edges a bit straighter, I find. So to begin this one, we are going to half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, but if you prefer to stick to the chain 2 for the half double crochet, you can go into the third chain. So now we will yarn over, insert our hook into the second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and instead of finishing off here by yarning over and pulling through the 3 loops, we're going to yarn over again and insert our hook into the next chain. And yarn over, pull up a loop, and now we will have 5 loops on our hook. I like to pull a bit on these ones, keeping the tension nice and loose, because now when we go to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, it's a lot easier. And there's your first cluster. Now with this stitch, when we go to do our next cluster, we're going to start by inserting the hook in the same chain that we just used. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next same chain there, pull up a loop, yarn over, and now we will insert our hook into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and again we are back to the 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5, and now we have 2 clusters. So we are going to just continue that all the way across. And remembering to continue, go in the same chain that you used previously. Now we'll go into the very last stitch, pull up your last, and there's your first row of half double crochet cluster stitch. Now, as I said, when I'm working with the half double crochets, I like to do a chain 1 and turn, but you can do the chain 2 if you prefer. So for the next row, we want to start with this first hole right underneath your chain, not moving over here because we will end up losing a stitch. So make sure that your chain is quite loose so that you don't end up making this too tight and you can't get your hook through. So we will begin by yarning over, insert into that little space, bring up a loop, and now we're going to yarn over again and moving in to the next stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. This little one can be a bit tricky since we are working with that chain and it can be a bit tight. And so there is the first cluster on the second row. Now again, we will use the same stitch that we had just finished from. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through all the loops. And we will continue that all the way across. Now when you get to the last stitch, this can be missed quite easily. This one's not quite done. You want to make sure we're getting this last stitch on the very edge and going through those 2 loops right there from the chain. If we don't, as you can see, it will start to decrease. So if we were to finish off right here, it will start to move in. See how it not quite straight. So you want to be sure to get that last stitch there. And if you are having trouble seeing it, you can use a stitch marker. So yarn over into that same stitch, pull up your loop, yarn over, and then we want to wiggle right into that last stitch there, yarn over, pull up your loop, and go through all the loops on your hook and chain. Perfect, and that's all there is to it. You just want to continue that for however big you're going to be using this pattern for. You'll have your half double crochet cluster stitch. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. Please give it a subscribe or a thumbs up if you liked it, and I can't wait to be back with more videos. Bye!